Okay, let's just get going. First of all, I want you to be really aware of the paper. It's primordial. The paper is really important. This is the best paper I found. It's a cloth base. And when you're in class or when you're painting, whenever you're painting watercolor, you want to try to get a block that's glued all around so the paper doesn't warp in space. See, you want it to stay. Later on, when we do landscapes, I'll be dropping in color. A lot will be wetting the page, and you want it to dry within the block. I generally buy 2 at a time of these, so I always have one drawing. It depends how much work you're doing. Obviously, it depends. It's expensive, but you know what? What you can do, you can always paint the other side. And what I do with old watercolors, I clean them, wet them, put them under pressure, and use the paper again. It's like brand new. I mean, if you find the bucklings getting in your way, and you always want to have a piece of paper ready to do a trial of a color, a form, a concept. Always. The more advanced the student is, the more advanced the artist is, the more trials they do. And this course is is to prepare you to do like professional stuff. When we do landscapes and when we do still lifes, there's a way to simplify, and there's a way to make it much better than the actual photo. So I have a whole series of photos that I've taken off the website. There's a website called Photos for Artists, and it's kind of amateur photo, but what's cool about it, there's objects in there that are really beautiful, but they're out of kilter, or something is working. It's not a fantastic photo, but it's perfect for us, for our needs. So this paper is, I'll always get cold press. Hot press is too slippery, and it doesn't absorb. It absorbs immediately, and there's too much edge. And what we're going to learn is to do soft edge and hard edge. So 100% cotton. It's forgiving. It takes a little longer to absorb and to lose the wetness, and that's great. I wouldn't go, particularly if you're starting, I wouldn't go any bigger than this. This is a maximum. To work a big watercolor, you really got to know your stuff. All right, watercolor, you're only as good as your drawing. Your drawing has to be impeccable, really good. And you want to get a good pencil. This Blackwing is the best. I don't know if Larry, if you can see that. It's on my website. It's the best pencil that you can buy out there. It's just amazing. With a little bit of energy, just a little bit of a touch, you get a real nice, real dark, wonderful line. And we're going to use the pencil line in watercolors. We use it as a color, and I'll be demonstrating that, particularly when we do the human figure. The best of the best is a Series 7 Winsor Newton. I've had one Winsor Newton that I had since I worked with Walt Disney, and it's just almost as good as the day I bought it. It's a fantastic brush. This is a 12. They don't make 12s anymore, from what I understand, or it's hard to find, really hard to find. The 12 is when you're doing landscapes and you have large areas to work with. A 10 works really well for everything. Number 10 is really good. It's what you need, and if you don't want to spend the money on this, I think it's $150, something like that. Don't hold me that. It's expensive. This is a great compromise. Where is my brush? Where's my compromise brush? Here we go. This is what I found the best compromise. Is Skoda Reserva Kolinsky. This is really a good brush, folks. And I think it's only $56 or something. So if you today, I'll let you use my brushes, and you'll see the difference between a mediocre brush and a good brush. It's like night and day. It has a bounce to it. You get a perfect tip on that. It's just fantastic. It's a wonderful. This is a really good deal. All right. If you're a snob, and you've got unlimited money like myself, you go with this. If you are a professional and you do paint a lot, then well, this is good. Kolinsky, this Escoda, I'm really, really happy. I'm happy for my students. I'm happy for me.
What's that called?
Escoda. It's on my website, you guys. It just go to my website. Everything is on. And I talk about. So let's see. Okay, now let's go to paints. Now I use, and again on the website, I use the Winsor Newton. The reason I use Winsor Newton is because I started out years ago in art school, and I've got accustomed to what the colors are and aren't, and that's the important thing, is to find the color you like, and find a make you like, and don't try to shake it up. You know, this is what I've come up with in the color range. That again is on my website. I can name them all, and I have a little graph I can give you. It's all marked. So you stay within. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of colors, but you want to stay right in your primary range. You don't want to get more than 2 or 3 of a particular color. All the earth colors can be mixed with 2 or 3. I mean, all colors are, don't overdo it unless you find the color you really like. Now I have a lot of colors here because I'm always trying new colors and trying to see what they do and what they don't do. And I actually come back to a pretty basic mix. And I will explain while I'm doing all the demos how we go about this. All right. This is the palette I really like. I can't remember the name. Holbein, right. I know I have this thing. I think they discontinued this particular model. This is a 500. I think the 350 is the same. It's just a little smaller. It's really great because it's baked in enamel and you can really keep it clean. The plastic ones they'll die in the mass. I mean, if you want to work with a clean machine, that's it. And this is just, for me, is perfect. And I like, I paint indoors, outdoors with this. And you have complete control. You can stand up, sit down. Some people like to have a big palette, but the big palette, you have to have another table or, something else. Just think about it. You'll see, you'll find your way. This is just what's good for me. And actually, what's good for me is good for you guys, because I do it. No, I do it for my students.
You can still get the 500.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got mine at Amazon. I think it was
Cool.
Amazon.
Well, great.
So,
That's good news.
yeah.
Just one little thing about this painting station. It took me years to allow myself to do this, but this is really a cool machine. This is really cool. You see, you just got a regular tripod. I think this cost $200 or something. I don't know how much it was. But you get a little clip. You can buy the clip. There's a little clip here. And you just screw it into the wood, prepare your wood, and it goes on the tripod. And what's great about it is when you're sitting here, first of all, your knees are underneath, which is really cool. You're really close to your work. You can come right up to your work, comes right up to you, like this. And you can move it when your water is moving. You can move it in space, and you don't have to do this, although I still do. But you can. It's just really fantastic. And like I say, it took me forever to do that, but just know about it. Just know about it. And the people who are really into watercolor, they think it's kind of cool. Okay. Oh, one more thing. This is the best I've found. When I do my landscape, we're going to do some reserves. This Molotov masking liquid, this is the best deal out there. It's the best deal because, that one was brand new. Don't go away, please. No, you see this guy? It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. And usually when we do our masking, we ruin a brush because you don't clean it right away. It doesn't clean properly. This you don't ruin your brush, and it's just really the best I've found. So I tried everyone on the market, and this you'll really be happy. This is 4 millimeters and 2 millimeters. Okay?
Can you show it?
It removes it, it's a remover.
What is that, Steve? Like an eraser?
Yeah, it's an eraser, but it's made to remove this.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
It really works well.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Otherwise, how would you remove it?
Well, you go like this,
Oh,
and
okay.
you get oil all over it. You take an eraser, but this thing just doesn't leave any trace. It just cleans it
Oh,
impeccably.
wow.
And sometimes it's really great with that blue. You can keep it on there because it's really, really, really pretty.
Oh, really?
Sometimes I just leave it. You know, if I'm doing a tree or something,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. You know, that's beside the point. Okay, when you come to class, the first thing you do, you take your little what do you call it? What's it called?
Spritzer.
Spritzer, voila. And you prepare, I did that half hour ago or so, because you want to take the paint that you have there, you want to get it activated. So you prepare your canvas, or your palette like that, just 10 minutes before. And then before you paint, then you go with thick paint from the tube. Because there's two ways of painting. You put a big dynamic bunch down, or you go with just a little bit of this, a little bit of a change in the mass. So I know enough about my colors, what I like, how many I build. I do ultramarine, I do my red, cadmium red. I have a choices. So you don't have to put it everywhere, but always remember that's really important that we come in and we put some paint, some fresh paint on. Okay?
Is this just water? Or?
That's water. I'll sell you this thing here, $14.
I believe you. Yes.
$14.
I'm
Pass.
such a bargain.
It's been broken in.
Oh,
Okay? That's what I'll do for you, Art. That's what I'll
You're
do.
wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
little much.
Okay, guys, let's go. Let's enjoy now. Let's enjoy. Let's see, we're good here? All right, I'm gonna put this aside. Now, I'm gonna say this again, we're only as good as our drawing. And our drawing has to be impeccable. And you're gonna spend time on that because you can't come in and mess around with it. You just can't. You've gotta be proactive. I'm gonna stay over here and then I'll do maybe some essays over here, okay? To think about size. Now look, you can just tickle the paper here with this. Maybe I'll go a little bigger. Alright. Now I set this up on purpose because there's a corner here. I wanted to break the corner with the form. I wanted to get that apple form a little bigger. I have my lemon over here. I want it smaller, so we go big, small into the painting. Okay, see, I'm just laying it in. I'm trying to find my way. And the spoon, I put the spoon because I want the shadow to come up and over a form. Okay, voila, voila, voila. I'm gonna find my center form. Now, I don't know if there's a real hot shot in this room who can do this immediately, perfectly. I find myself, I like to just take my time here. I think that if you get a drawing, it's 70% there. The drawing is so important. Now, what I'm going to mention to you is if you want to create interest in a painting, quite often we take a horizon line, the other side of the table, and we try to bring it through the form. See, we try to bring it through the form. So we'll have a color variance here, we'll have a background color, and a color variance here. Now that's what I suggest, and I'm sticking to it. So that's what we'll think about. I'd like to have you think about these things. Because you're in charge, and when you learn these little things that just add the beauty and the charm, and that means I can add. I have a 3-color comp right here just by putting this line down. If I had it up here, I'd have a 2-color composition. You understand? So you just put it down there, and you got all these little things going in your favor. So just do it, or don't do it, whatever you want to do. But it's out there. It's out there. Everything we do today and tomorrow and the next day, I'm going to ask you to go farther and do not what you see so much, but how we can make it better, how we can improve it. But what do we have in our toolbox to improve? Okay, I am going to also be proactive in my some of my accents. And what I find, if I do this, I'll remember it. But watch me forget it. The accents, we can come in later, but I want to just show you how we should kind of handle this. All right, now I'm going to come back in. I'm going to get a little more drawing going. And as I draw, I'm going to start to make choices on how I'm going to break this up. I know I want to get a lip in here. I'm going to double this up. Now it's not even all that important that it's perfectly, it represents that, but is it attractive? Is that an attractive form? And when I'm drawing, I'm understanding the form. I'm understanding what I'm drawing. I'm not copying, I'm understanding. There's a nice little tour here, a nice little dark area. This has a thickness, it has a beautiful move in it. And I'm going to say this over and over, you're only as good as your concept when you draw. That has a nice shadow, you see? Nice shadow form. I'd like to go for that. Now, when I do paint, and when I'm out in nature and doing watercolors or doing something, everything you hear me talk about, I think about. I just don't talk about it. There's hundreds of things that go through your mind as you go. The most important thing is, what do I want to say? What do I want to say? Now, this is a white surface. I'm going to suggest you keep a white surface because watercolor, above all, is white. A bad watercolor, and I've seen it, the best watercolorist in the world, our boy. We talked about that, right? When you charge it with color all the way around, it loses its charm. It just loses its charm. And I just want to, this heads up, and that's really important that you listen to me there. So I'm going to keep this white, and this will be a white, off-white. And the reason I brought that up is because the white, this area here is coming into my drawing. You see? And we have one over here too. So when I lay in my color, I'm going to keep that halftone in mind. Okay? Another important point. All right, let's get this guy here. Now apples come in all sizes. One thing I do not want you to do when you do your fruit or anything, I don't want you, if you do like this, you'll be severely punished. Severely punished. And what happens when you do like that, you paint like this. And it becomes so boring, so boring. So what you do is you're going to say, oh, I'm going to draw an apple. Well, that's cool. It has a little movement in here. And it comes over here. Sometimes apples have a nice feel. They come in, they close in like this. That's even a little too nice. I'm going to put them over just under the voila, voila, voila. And when I paint, you'll see. I'll shut up. And I'm not going to put that big guy in here. I'm just going to do something like this. All right, that's that. So we have to know what this is all about, this guy. I'm going to make him a little bigger. You want an edge here. You want that to be your go-to. And this is higher. And let's stop it like this just for the heck of it. It looks like a thumb. I like that. And this is dark, and we know. And this is our light form. Okay. Now, I'm going to do my shadow. You notice how we go like this, and we come over, and we make an oval. And then we're going to loop right over here. Okay? I did that on purpose. All right. And if you find an area like here where we can develop some kind of personality, go for it. Turn your, when you set it up, turn the piece of fruit, turn it around so it has some kind of a personality rather than, because all you have to do is look for that personality. It's there generally. That's too high, too low. Okay, so. I'm gonna just I want to get an angle here, like that better. So I'm going to be dropping in color. Now I don't see this guy reflected. Don't tell anybody. Just this between you and I.
You don't see it what?
I don't really see it reflected as much as I like,
Oh.
but I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to
okay.
throw it in here. I'm going to throw it in here,
Uh,
and then we're going to get going. Isn't that fun? What I'd like to do is make sure that my horizontals are horizontal with the page. Although in watercolor you can move because you put it under glass, but I just want to just for the heck of it. I don't want to have to think about this. I just don't want to have to think about it. Okay, cool. We're ready to go. Now I like to attack my biggest object first. I'm going to have to think here now. It's not easy for me to think here. I love there's a burnt sienna reed in this guy. When you're going to do a big bunch of color, you're going to mix your color first. Almost always, anyway, in watercolor, you're going to mix your colors first on your palette. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to be proactive here in my choice. I'm going to get my ultramarine, complementary. This is how I'm going to get it going. I know this seems fastidious, and I imagine a lot of artists don't do this, but for you guys that are starting, I highly recommend it, because by the time you mix your color, it's going to dry, and you're going to feel so sorry for yourself that it's going to be horrible. So just hedge your bets. This is all we're doing, is hedging our bets. And okay, I'm going to do a half tone. I'm going to start with my half tone. No, I'm not. I'm going to put in my, okay, I see what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in my burnt sienna. And should I wet the page? I should wet the page. Sorry. I'm going to wet it.
See,
That's what I'm going to do.
now what you're doing now is so important because a million things are going through your head.
Exactly.
A million.
Exactly.
And you got to go, do I start with
Yeah,
this? Do
yeah.
I start with that?
Yeah.
And so do you just sit and let yourself
Yeah,
figure that out?
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Just sit and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm looking, what do I want my half tones to read, and I want to lose them, so I'm going to wet everything with a half tone, and then I'm going to start dropping in color. It's really important you learn to drop in color, because if you don't use your brush and the color, the most important thing for watercolor is to have the color do its own mixing, one on top of the other. You don't mix here if you can. You let it mix on the page, and it's beautiful, fabulous, things you could never do. If you go and mess around with a brush and push it too much, you're going to lose that charm. So, all right, I'm going to just do a nice, just soft.
You were going to wet the page.
I am, but with color.
But you're going to do it with color.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just get this going. Okey-doke. Just go everywhere. Now I'm using a number 12 because I could use this. remember we wanted light here. At any time you do your lights, do not do little highlights everywhere. You want one highlight. One highlight. Oh, where is my... Judy, could you get my blanket from behind, please? That's really important. I forgot that. You've got to have a blanket. And one you really like. This is my blankie.
Your blankie.
This is my blankie. Got to have that. All right, now I'm going to keep this guy. Now when you do this, we're going to let it dry. Not dry, we're going to just let it be on a horizontal. Right away, anytime I do something, I'm going to come in, I'm going to feather this. Okay? So now I own that. I feather the top when I'm doing highlights. You can have an edge on top and a nice feather. All right, now let's go.
What do you mean feather?
There's a hard edge on top and a soft edge, the feathering edge on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go. This is my color that I really like. I want to own this color. No, I am going to have to use this because I have to do a form here on this side. And I'm going to pull it here and over here. Now these says we'll just let this little gizmo do its thing. Just let him do its thing. We can come back in and conduct it later. I'm gonna pull this over here. Drop in a little more right in here. Now it doesn't have to be perfectly as we see it. It can have its own life.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It can have its own life. You don't have to be too uptight. I'm going to pull this up. It's my first go. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this up. Now what I want to do, I'm going to mix the two in my blue. So there's my dark. It's my dark.
What if it dries while you're doing that?
It may dry. It won't dry. I mean, there may be something. You see, I'm losing an aspect. It doesn't matter. We went with an idea. We'll see how it goes. You look for watercolor accidents.
Yeah.
And when you're a watercolorist, the first thing you'll see when you see someone's work is, oh, what a great accident. So we live for accidents.
Oh my God. That's dark.
Now that I have too much pigment, that's fine. That's fine. I'll just take my pigment and get rid of it. This is where you should just have fun. Just kind of sit back and enjoy the process. I'm going to throw a little more sanguine burnt sienna into the mix because I'm in the mood.
Steve, that paper is heavy enough that the moisture is not going to go through.
No way.
Wow.
No. Oh, you see, I didn't put enough paint out. Now that's my fault. I should have put more paint out. So what I'm doing, I'm just poking it. And that's really something you shouldn't do. All right, let's just do it. Let's enjoy it now.
Can I ask you something?
No, not in the mood. I'm busy, Judy. I'm busy. You see, I'm busy. You know what I put up with. Yes, dear.
When I look at it, why did you not take the color all the way down to the bottom
Because
of
I
the
want
jug?
that reflection from the white.
Oh, okay.
So now if I can do this like I want, it may work, it may not.
And what about the reflection of the fruit? I
Give
know.
me
Okay.
give me a chance. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
What did I put up with, huh? Unbelievable. Thank God you're here, Arch, because you'll keep us honest in here. So we're just moving paint. Now I have to show you this. A lot of my students don't want to do this because I don't know why they find it too I don't know what the word is, fastidious or something. I don't know what the word is. But it's really important that you have this in your dot avant bank. I'm almost going to have to let this go, and I just don't want to. You're going to get something different than what you have. I mean, it'll be other, but it'll be cool. It'll be really cool. So here it'll go like this. Now this is something, I'm going to say this over and over again. This is really important while this is messing around in here. I want you to work your backgrounds when you have color. It's really important. It's what watercolor is all about. See if I can do it now. I'm going to go with ultramarine blue. This is probably the most difficult of everything right here. I'm gonna let that be now. Just let that be. Okay. I'm gonna do my background. I'm gonna ultramarine blue, a little bit of sienna. There's your pretty blue gray. I'm going to come over here. I'm gonna just touch a little bit, just a little bit. There's going to be a bleed. We want a bleed. I'm not going to touch here. We just want part of a bleed. It's what watercolor does. We take the color that's here and bring it into the background, into the space. But I'm going to put this with, this is watercolor. You do a nice soft thing. And I'm going to go to another color right away. At least two other colors. This makes gray. It's hard to explain, but that makes a gray, beautiful, simple background. Let's go with a little bit of green. And this is what watercolor is all about. I may just touch a little here too. The eye goes in and the eye goes out, and the eye does, it's just eye candy. That's just called eye candy. All right, so. I'm going to drop another little go in here. Keep this nice and clean. Nice clean machine. More go. So you'll get used to your how much material you want to put in, not put in. And I'm going to clean up. Hola. That's cool. This is another good teaching thing here, right here. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. And I'm going to get rid of this guy because there's too much paint. About where I want it to be. Did you loosen this, Judy? Did you loosen this? Where is it? Where is my gizmo here? Oh, it's cool.
Oh, the handle? Are you gonna soften the edges of the highlights, Steve? or
Yes, I am.
You are.
Good,
okay.
good point. Good point. Definitely. Good point. Good point. I don't know why that's loosened my little thing. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. See? You want to get the humidity off your brush. There. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll take this over. I want to keep some edge though. There you go. All right, now it's going to pull. I'm going to let it pull for a while. I'm going to let it pull. And I'm going to let it pull. I think I said that already.
What does that mean?
Dry.
Oh.
It has to be just right now. How this I'm going to drop in this color here and this color here, but it has to be just right.
You mean the reflection?
It has to dry just the right amount.
Oh, so you're gonna drop in the reflection.
I'm dropping it in right now because
Oh,
I got
while
it.
it's
This
wet.
this
Oh,
is
it's
the
a little
time.
bit wet. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's wet. That's what watercolor is. I have to see my color, what I want. Now, you win a few, you lose a few with this guy. I'm going to throw just a little bit of sienna in that, just to break it a little bit.
Is that a CAD, Brad?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, more red. But I like to do it. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll go over here. And I'm going to put I'm going to throw my shadow pattern in here while I'm at it. Oh. Yeah.
Need to tighten
Could you hold that for me?
Yeah,
Just
the
something.
screw is over
It's
on the other
right-
side.
On the right side, the handle's
On the right side and back.
Yeah, it's my big. No. Yeah, there we go. I knew you were messing with it, Judy. I saw
That's
you.
why I came in early.
There you go.
I didn't think you'd notice.
I'm going to take this down a little bit because what happens if it's too much humidity here, it has that flowering effect, you know. So just take it off a little bit, just so you can control it just a little. You want to keep some of it.
There is a dark band through the center of the jug, so it actually kind of works.
Huh?
It works. There is a dark band through the center of that jug, actually. From
Yeah, it has. You know what?
Isn't that what you were doing?
You can rationalize and everything. Yeah, it's about what it. But you know, I know better.
Yeah.
Just having doing this, I want to because there's a color I want, and I'm going to see if I can get it. You just do your best with that. I had a system. I went for it, and then you just go home and
You go with what
just enjoy it. Just
Yeah.
do whatever. I just want to get a little more color in here. I'm in the mood. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to move this because it's going really fast. Yeah, that's what I want. Oh, Stephen, you're so good. Oh. That's what I want. I want color. You know, it's color. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. Just
Yeah.
color. Just want color. You know, or whatever comes out. And the viewer doesn't care either. You know, a watercolorist, I mean, people who buy this are into watercolor. People care. And they'll know immediately if what you're looking for. This give me a little bit of trouble, but I'm glad I did that because you see that roughness, how it goes in and out of space. It's really, really important. I'm going to pull this up, let that dry, and we're almost there with that. All right, that was a big go, that one, huh? That was a big production, and we'll come in with our darks eventually on that when it's dry. All right, let's do this guy.
Steve, you know what else I like is that white edge you left. along
Yeah.
the right side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's really beautiful.
Yeah,
That
the-
makes it go.
yeah, you gotta
Maybe
do
not
that.
space,
You
too.
gotta do that, sweetie. Gotta have that.
Where are you talking
Oh,
about?
On the
yeah.
right
Oh,
side,
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it
you're-
doesn't, it leaves a space between the
Yeah,
background
and
and
you're conducting the bus, because I touched that on purpose, so we'd have that, and
Yeah,
I
and
touched
then-
it there, or maybe
Yeah.
did it, overdid it, but I left that because I knew would give us
Yeah.
a nice effect. All right. I'm okay with that. Let's get going now. I'm gonna have to take out pure pigment because this is a big deal here. Okay, I'm gonna just get going here. That's amazing. We got 300.
It's easy to do.
I tried too hard, that's my fault. I tried too hard. Okay, now I'm gonna mix a nice color here. And it's gonna be pure, and I'm gonna ask you guys to, I don't know where that went, to do exactly what I'm doing. Now we're gonna paint this fresh without without wetting the page because it's a smaller surface. When you do your water, you want to get a pretty good body of water. Keep your color clean. All right, so I'm going to go with alizarin crimson. I'm going to be dropping that in. And I will be dropping in a nice orange at the same time. And I'm just going to prepare this. Voila. And let's get it going. It'll be a yellow, orange. All right. I'm going to go with my middle tone. This is my middle tone. We're going to lay it in nice. And thicker. You want it thicker. I'm going to turn the form. You guys have taken my drawing class. You know what that is. Turn the corner. I'm going to make sure I got a little bit of an opening here. See something I want here. Oopla. So something I want here. All right. So. Pink color. I gotta build that little guy. All right, let's go into the. Maybe we can bring up something here. All right, now I'm gonna just do this because I'm in the mood. Oh. Boy, that's going to stay on there forever. That color is not going to go anywhere. It's a stain. It's a real stain. Okay. All right, now while it's wet, I'm going to put the shadow in. Or what did I do with my brush? It's in my hand. I'm going to use a cobalt blue. Only because sometimes it's easier to handle. I thought I had it out. I didn't. I'll put it out.
Why,
Yeah.
why are you leaving that little spot blank? right there.
That's the highlight.
No, not the highlight, above it,
Yeah.
where the
I'll
stem
get
is gonna
to it.
be.
I did that so you would question that. Okay, now I'm gonna bring my shadow in right now. I'm gonna bring it in, and what I want to do, I want to touch the color. I want the color to be part of my shadow. Okay, I want it to mix. I want it to be one with the shadow, and make sure that your form, and I don't want it here, okay? I don't want it here, just want it here. All right? Now while I'm doing all this, we're gonna do our,
So you're leaving that little white space again purposely,
yep.
that
Yeah.
little sliver of.
Now, if you learn anything in this class, we're gonna do flowers this afternoon. If you're gonna learn anything in this class, I want you to do what I'm doing now. To always think of the background. Always, always, always. It's so important. So important. Let's see, we wanna do a little more color here. I'm not gonna touch here, obviously. Yeah. All right, we can do that. That's watercolor. You want it to overlap
Nice.
to nothing. Okay, we can do this. And I want to do this just a little. Probably have to come in. Always have your Kleenex with you. It's the best tool. There you go.
So that was cad red and alizarin for that apple, pretty much,
Yeah.
And then you
And
put
then-
some
then I-
burnt
I-
sienna?
and a little orange.
Did you put burnt
No,
sienna?
not on this one. Not on
What
this
did you
one.
drop in afterwards that was darker?
Alizarin crimson.
Ah,
All right, now let's do this guy, and we're gonna, same thing, I'm gonna build several colors. And you can't be, you gotta be able to get rid of stuff, you can't hedge your bets with this, get rid of it, remix it, just let, don't worry about the expense. A lot of people really do, and they're right, I guess. But see, I'm getting some color ready, and I would like to throw in. I know what I want to do. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to start with that. All right, so the thing is, what I'm doing that, I'm thinking, what if, so let's go up here. I'm gonna touch that if I can. Move around here. It's gonna be my lightest light. Right away, I'm gonna go into my halftone. I'd like to go just a little more of a dense turn here. What I'd like to do is to, and I shall, I want just a touch of green. Right up here. Now I know that has more of an orange, but this is my call. And that's that. Now the green will manifest itself when I put in the shadow down here. So I'm going to go with cobalt blue for the shadow with just a little bit, whatever's in the palette, get it just a little dirty. That would be kind of cool. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to build our form. I'm going to come over here. I'm not going to touch here. I'm going to touch here. E basta. Voila. And what didn't I do? I didn't do my background. So I'm going to do it right now. So this is the most important thing I got to talk to you about, is to do this now, because you see that's cut out. Now this is alive. I don't know if you can buy into my Kool-Aid here. I'm not sure, but I know for a fact that if you can do this, you're into watercolor territory. I'm going to touch here just a little. So that's my first color. I'm going to warm it up. If you do 3 colors in a gray, if you can arrive at 3 colors, what I found, it makes gray. I don't know why it is. If there's enough color in there, it seems to just balance out any color that's there, and it makes it here. Let's do like this. And it just makes it so much more interesting, you know? So much more interesting. We're almost there. We're almost there. I want this to dry here. It'll take a while, because we have a harder passage. All right, let's do this guy. I want to make sure I have a color mass that's attractive. So we'll go with this guy here. That's my middle tone. No, I'm going to build. I'm going to build with a light. I'm going to build with a light color. Come over here. And now I'll drop in a darker. I find I have a Van Dyke black, brown that I really like. It has real character. It's what I found that works the best. You may want to think about it. It mixes well with everything. I use it particularly with a blue violet, and it makes a wonderful gray. So just think about that. And I want to punch in a little bit of life in that thing, so I'm going to do this. Voila. Voila. And I'm going to, while it's wet, I'm going to do my blue shadow.
It comes alive.
It does.
It's alive, Steve.
Your spoon is alive.
Are you someone talking to me?
I said it's alive. The painting
Your
is, the
spoon.
spoon is alive.
She's an A student. You see what you got to do to be an A student, Judy?
I'll have to remember.
You gotta, first of all, you got to start being nice to me. I know that's difficult for you.
That spoon is fabulous.
It is.
And then I did everything for this, you see. That's why I did that. That's just a nice change of taste. All
Why
right.
would you make the shadow over the spoon blue instead of a shade of brown?
Yeah, that's a good question. Excellent question. Excellent question. What's your next, you have another question? That was a good question. That was an excellent question. Any other questions?
Because you wanted to, right?
I
but-
could, I just didn't even think. Let's do it before I get in deep doo-doo here. Yeah, oh, I'll tell you, my thing is I wanted to, I'd see, I'm trying to find an excuse. Don't go away. Yeah, that could be
So
it.
you're putting shadow on a spoon. How cool is that?
Okay, now this actually has to dry. I'm gonna take down just a little bit of this, just a little bit of this, so it doesn't get too. All right, that is about the demo there. Let's do this. We can do this now.
The shadow from the jug.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, if you didn't catch me on that, I would have blamed you for it. You know that, right? That's what I do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get a nice, that'd be pretty color over there, too. Let's turn. See if we can do some bleeding here, that would be fun. I'm gonna make it a little more aggressive in color. Yep. So we have to do this because otherwise we don't know where it's coming from. And it's good to just do it like that. All right. Now this can be so many ways we can open this edge up down here, so many ways. We can go in with a stiff bristle brush, go in there, we can do it with a knife. This is really doable, really doable. All right, now that is about the demo. This has to dry. I'm gonna pull this, just get rid of a little bit of the white there. And this too should be just a smaller lip here. And I like to turn the form maybe a little more here. I'm gonna get my my hair dryer out, and we'll break while I dry this, so we can go to the next thing before you guys start to suffer. Just gonna take a little bit of this off, so it doesn't.
I have a dryer right here if you want
Well, I have one that's all set up.
Steve,
Yeah.
the space on the jug between the two reflections at the bottom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the one,
No,
no,
right at the
further
bottom.
down.
Yeah.
At the bottom, does that stay that?
Yeah, I like to see if I can't keep it.
Okay,
Really important thing about watercolor is you don't realize the charm until you get away.
okay.
And it'll work or it won't. And that, you'll understand it, but some of the things that look really gauche are really badly done, badly studied, everything, they have the most charm.
Okay,
This young lady paints beautifully, charming
I
things
know.
with overlapping stuff, We don't criticize that. Oh, what happened? Accidents. I would have liked a little richer, maybe it's good, but I have no idea.
but that
No
was
concept.
planned. to
Yeah,
see
oh,
what
I
it will
wanted to
look
keep
like.
that, I wanted to keep this here.
Okay,
I said I wanted to keep that there, that was
Oh,
planned. See,
okay.
this is white, we're gonna keep that white. Remember I said about
Oh,
watercolor?
okay.
Yeah.
yes.
Keep your
yeah.
white.
Your white.
Okay.
Every time, any choice, if I come around, I see you guys are, packing it in, I just say, and that you see over and over and over.
Yeah, 'cause I would have kept going. I mean, I love the way this came out with all of that tabletop white. but instinctively I would have kept going with the color coming down onto it, and it would have taken
I would
away
have
from
too.
that.
I wouldn't have, that's why I,
But don't get down on yourselves when things don't work as you want, please,
Yeah,
please, please.
yeah.
You
Okay.
just have to back away
Yeah.
and that's just magic. You should get the, provoke the magic.
Okay.
Let's provoke magic. That's what we love about it.
Yeah.
Every time you do watercolor, it's an adventure. It should be.
True. That's so true.
Every time it's an adventure.
Adventure.
So I'm gonna go in with my, I'm gonna go with my Van Dyke, but I'm gonna break it with my blue. I just wanna see if I can get a color I like. Maybe even a little bluer. And yeah. So now this is descriptive.
what, oh, so if we don't have the Van Dyke brown, what do you, just ultramarine
It's a
and-
very good question. No, go, burnt sienna.
burnt sienna?
Burnt sienna, and that's exactly,
Ultramarine?
The reason I work with these two colors because they're right next to each other, and I don't have to mix three colors. The Van Dyke brown and the ultramarine violet. That's why that's for me. That's just a little thing. And you'll see you'll come up with your solutions too. This is the fine form of this color. Oh, it's too much pigment. All right, let's find out what we want to say here. This has to be a nice hard edge right here. And I think I'll just punch a little bit in here. And I like to feather around here. Are we good, Larry?
Yep.
I may have to throw a little more color around there. All right, because I've done that, because I've done that, I am going to run a shadow on the left. I think I'm going to have to. I don't like to do this, but I think because of that, let's see what we can do here. On that form. So this is what I'm going to, this is good. This is really good that we're here. Now I want to put a shadow on here. So if I want that to be uniform and you really want to hedge your bets, you wet the whole thing.
Oh.
Don't you have to wait till it's really dry?
No, it doesn't matter. It'll fuse.
To
Yeah.
put a shadow on the
On that
whole?
side to make it work just, seamlessly. I don't think this water's that dirty, no. I'm gonna get my big brush. Now, we'll have to do this now and then in some of our exercises, so I might as well just show you how to do it now. Because you'll have something that's really screwed up and you don't wanna do it. So.
It wouldn't be enough just to put, to wet it where the shadow
No,
is gonna be?
because it'll start to, it's pulling.
Oh,
Because why, Steve?
It'll feather. See, I did pull up that, so then maybe I screwed that up, who knows. All right, now I'm gonna build. want to build. Let's get the color going now. I'm gonna get a nice color.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Hello.
Oh, did that dry already?
Looks like it's pulling already, huh? Pull that in. No, that is not looking good, is it? It's not looking good.
Now, could you have done that shadow at the same time that you did the first go around?
The one?
The first,
You know what I think the problem was there was that there was maybe too much water in the mix.
You were trying to get it on the first go around.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out right.
I have to check now, see if my what that sienna is, if it's my good sienna or not, because that let me down a little bit. All right, we're just gonna let this dry now. So you guys, you can either paint this, but the idea is someone can paint this. This is set up over here, so you can pick anything you want
Okay.
and paint that. Okay.
is it okay if we pull a table over here and do this?
Sure, you can pick my place if you want. Yeah, that did pull up there. That's not good, but that's okay. That's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is. Just let that dry.